Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen, and a happy Sabbath to all the Sabbath keepers. Indeed, I'm really humbled to have you back on our channel, and it is my hope and prayer that this video finds you well wherever you are. As always, enjoying my Saturday after a wonderful service. Ladies and gentlemen, what is your general assessment of the yesterday's Mashujaa Day celebration in Kericho Green Stadium? And please give me your assessment without any feelings, without being biased, just being logical and factual, looking at what happened, the speeches, the aftermath, all that happened yesterday. Let me bring you up to speed with just 4 things that really happened that we can easily remember. One, it is very devastating, and our heartfelt condolences go out to the families that lost not 1, not 2, but 4 women died in Kericho Green Stadium in what would have been a wonderful celebration to them. And as a result of a laxity in terms of security, we now have children who are motherless, and we really send our condolences. So people lost their lives. Number 2, the state of that stadium was just pathetic, full of mud, and we are wondering who really chose that venue. And I have that answer for you. Who chose that venue? And then the diplomats skipped that event in what many experts are still trying to wonder what really happened. And then the 4th one, the president took that opportunity to tell DP Gachagua in no uncertain terms that all Kenyans will be incorporated in the development projects, and that the shareholders kind of politics has got no place in Kenya Kwanza. But then those are just talks, because in their appointments they are practicing what Gachagua is doing. Now, the reason why I brought all this, there is already a fight within the Kenya Kwanza teams. There is generally a confrontation and a fight within the Kenya Kwanza team. In light of the devastating deaths that took place yesterday, the Kenya Kwanza team was really embarrassed, and they are now looking for a sacrificial lamb, and they have found one person. And the Nandi Senator Samson Cherargei is revealing who they want to sacrifice in light of what happened. And let us listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. CS Namwamba must be held responsible, Cherargei says, over deadly stadium stampede. Nandi Senator Samson Cherargei now says Sports Cabinet Secretary Ababu Namwamba should be held responsible for the deadly stampede at the Kericho Stadium during the Mashujaa Day feat. Quoting him verbatim, this is what the Nandi Senator said. He said, "The supervising Ministry of Sports, CS Ababu, must be held responsible for this unfortunate incident. This is a clear pointer of substandard work done by the ministry at the stadium. The incident embarrassed all of us. My apologies to the entire country," the senator said. So that is Cherargei not mentioning his words on who to heap all the blame games on. But before we move on, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to look at the horses, listen to the horse's mouth on who chose the venue, who really chose the Nandi Green Stadium.
Kiongozi wetu, leo ni siku yako. Mimi nilikuwa hapa siku ya Jumatatu na nikapata nafasi ya kuongea na watu ya Kericho. Na kwa sababu wao walikuwa ngambo, mimi ndio nilikuwa nawika hapa. Sasa wewe huko, mimi sina sauti. Na kwa hivyo nichukue nafasi hii kwa sababu nimefika hapa kusema rais wetu, ulipoamua ya kwamba Mashujaa Day italetwa hapa Kericho, mimi nilifurahi sana. Na rais, wewe na hii watu wa Kericho wanajua ni kwa nini.
In that short speech, Rigathi leaks that information that it was the president himself who chose that venue, because he says, when you chose this venue. And so we cannot blame Ababu Namwamba for this. Anytime before a presidential event takes place, there are several groups that must visit that place and do their security checks. So let us begin with the president who chose that event. I believe that for the president to choose a venue, they must have taken all the considerations and looked at the advantages and the disadvantages why that stadium was to host such a high level meeting. Number two, the deputy president himself in that speech says that when the president was away, he landed there on Monday and he got time to mingle around with the Nandi residents. And why do you think the deputy president was there? Number one, he went there to supervise the venue, just to give it the final green light. And he certified that the president should come and grace that occasion in the Kericho Green Stadium. So with all the mud and the state and all the other places that we have seen that was still undergoing construction, Rigathi Gachagua was there with his team, and they certified that Ruto, Rigathi, the cabinet, diplomats, everyone were to converge in Kericho Green Stadium. So I want to say that no one should try to sacrifice Ababu Namwamba. I believe that the Kericho governor is a UDA governor who knew very well that this was going to be a high-level meeting where the president was going to be the chief guest there with all his visitors, including the Angolan president and all the diplomats. The county commissioner was involved. The presidential security was involved. So ladies and gentlemen, no one should turn around and now heap the blame game on the sports CS Ababu Namwamba. This was a clear indication of the excitement. Some of the people were given money. Some of them went there because of their love for Rigathi Gachagua. When they were trying to whip people to go and fill the stadium, they had one agenda: to show the opposition, to show the people that William Ruto has got support in that area, and that is why they chose the green stadium. They never took enough measures to ensure that people were safe. I'm very sure that the president was guarded. I'm sure that the deputy president was guarded. The only person who was forgotten here is the hustler. And so now, like Cherargei says, they have been embarrassed, and he's apologizing to the whole nation. Why? The diplomats snubbed that event because of the state of the stadium, and I think there was not enough security owing to the war that is going on between Israel and Palestine. And of course, you all know that we have the terror alerts all over, and they really feel embarrassed because they wanted this to be a very auspicious event, but they've been embarrassed. And ladies and gentlemen, Ababu Namwamba should not be sacrificed. State House, the head of Presidential Security Service, the deputy Presidential Security Service, we have chief of protocol, we have a whole team that inspected, looked at that venue, and they certified it, said it was ripe to hold that event. And it is my submission that we should only learn from our mistakes. It has happened. Error is to human, and to err is to human. So let us not behave as if we are impeccable. We are not angels. Once we've made a mistake, let us accept, let us learn from it, so that next time when we are organizing for such, an event, let us be very careful. Let us not just protect the dignitaries and the president. Let us look at the hustlers. To the hustlers, poleni sana, and again to the family that lost those wonderful moms and ladies, poleni sana. And that is my take, ladies and gentlemen.